Hello everybody, welcome back to a new video. In this video it will be the Southampton versus Manchester United preview. We'll be talking about predicted team, pre-match injury news, Ten Hag, and ultimately it's another big game, and it seems like every game that Manchester United played has been a big game. And this game against Southampton is a huge game. Ten Hag got absolutely destroyed, humbled in that 3-0 defeat to Liverpool, and ultimately this is another chance of redemption. Listen, yes, it's against Southampton. They haven't won a game in the Premier League. This is a team Manchester United ultimately should be winning. And it's a really, really important game now. Let's get into kind of the pre-match team news now. Listen, this video is obviously going out before the press conference, so we don't know what the injury team news is, but we're assuming that Luke Shaw and Rasmus Højlund are back in for contention. I think they're really two big boosts. You know that Lennon Euro is off crutches, so he's someone who in the next couple of weeks should be coming back. So there's a lot of positives. Obviously Malacia we know still out, but ultimately everyone else is back. Mason Mount, and there is kind of a huge big boost. I think there's some big things Ten Hag must do today. Going into that game, he must prepare his team in the correct manner. We'll talk about the tactics in a moment, but this is a huge game. As I said, United losing 2 out of their first 3 games, ultimately not playing very, very good in those games, pretty underwhelming. Ultimately, for me, Ten Hag has got to get this game right, and it's a game we should win. Let's not disrespect Southampton. They ain't a good team, to be honest with you. They're last in the league, I believe. Haven't won a game. But, listen, they've got some very, very good players, and obviously their new manager is a decent manager, and ultimately any team can cause United a problem. So, listen, I think it won't be an easy game. I think it will be a great game for Manchester United to kind of come after the international break. It's going to be a busy few games for United after Southampton. We play every 3 days. We've got Southampton, Barnsley, I think Crystal Palace, FC20, and then Tottenham. So it's a busy month for United. Once we come back, get into the thick of things to keep you up to date with all the preview files and to expect press conference reaction. But listen, it's going to be tough for Manchester United. But this Southampton game, yeah, honestly, I'm confident. I think United will get the win. I think, as we've talked about, it's a chance for Ten Hag to kind of get his place back into the thick of things. Hopefully Ugarte starts, obviously the LIGT as well, some big players coming back. And ultimately, we've got to hit the ground running. Listen, before the international break, everyone was kind of having kind of a meltdown on Ten Hag, which is fair enough. It is a big issue now. I'm hoping he's had some time. He's going to kind of reshape that midfield, get a bit more structure and kind of connectivity into that midfield, which has been very, very poor now. Listen, we know how big of a game for Ten Hag. Every game Ten Hag loses now, the pressure will mount on, depending on the result and the performance anyway. But every loss, he won't benefit from it. So listen, we come back. Hopefully we can get the win. Now, listen, opposition, as I said, Southampton. They're a very, very good kind of team in the Championship. They were a decent side. Let's not get that confused. Then they have got a very good team. I think, as I said, every team, regardless who it is, can cause an issue for Manchester United. It's the first game back after the international break. And Southampton, listen, as I said, their last 5 games, they've kind of lost 2, won 1, drawn 2. So if you want to look at the last 5, they've lost 3, won 1, drawn 1. So, and that's going back to pre-season. So they haven't really had the greatest start. If you want to look at their matches, Brentford they've lost, Forest they've lost, and Newcastle, that's just in the Premier League. So listen, they're a team who are struggling. Listen, the players who are kind of recognisable, they've got Aaron Ramsdale in goals. At the back, Charlie Taylor, he's played in the Premier League. Kyle Walker-Peters, a decent player. Bella Kotcheff, he was someone who's doing fantastically. So listen, they have got some decent players. Obviously, they've got Maxwell Cornet, who's I think on loan from Burnley. Adam Lallana, Chelsea Loney, Leslie Ugochukwu. And yeah, they've also got an experienced front 3, Ben Brereton Diaz, Young, Cameron Archer. So listen, they are going to cause threats from Manchester United, and we've got to be kind of careful. No game's an easy game in the Premier League, and you look at sort of the formation they kind of line up with. It is typically a 3-5-2. So they have 3 centre backs, with kind of 5 across the midfield, 2 full-backs obviously and 2 strikers. So you look at the way that Manchester United kind of set up, 4-2-3-1, we're going to have that double pivot. Hoping Ugarte can start, and it's really, really important Eric Ten Hag for me starts Manuel Ugarte. He played 90 minutes and 78 minutes in Uruguay's international games. I think we are going to really need his quality just to shield the back 6, give a bit of that more freedom and kind of pressure off from Kobbie Mainoo and allowing him to have a bit of confidence. And ultimately for me, that's the best thing we can really do in this game with that midfield. I think that was the biggest issue in the game against Liverpool. Was how open that midfield was. It was so many gaps, so many spaces, and I think bringing in Ugarte will kind of bring that tightness that we need. Now you look at let's look at the tactics now, as this kind of leads on perfectly. So United play 4-2-3-1, Southampton play 3-5-2. It's going to be a very interesting tactical matchup. I'm not going to lie to you, I haven't seen Southampton play, but they can definitely score goals. And listen, they might be a poor team, but as I said, with the increasing amount of mistakes United have made, we could see Southampton cause us a real issue. So listen, let's see what happens. And now I'm going to talk about both predicted starting teams. So I'm going to start off with, I'm only going to talk about Manchester United predicted team, because Man United fan. But the Manchester United team, I think, will obviously be Onana in goal. Listen, he's going to be our keeper. I know there's a few dilemmas over him and a few kind of question marks, but he will be our goalkeeper. Right back for me, listen, as I said, Luke Shaw and Højlund are reportedly supposed to be back, but I think Delo and Mazraoui will start. I mean, we can't risk Luke Shaw starting and get an injury, and we know it's against his former club, but he's not, I don't think he'll be quite ready. He may come on for the last 20, and that's even if he's in the squad, but he hasn't played football in a couple of months, so yeah, he won't be ready yet. Now sort of defensive. Now defensively, I'll start Mazraoui on the right. Listen, he's had an okay start to his United career. He's looked alright. I think he's done a good shift for us. I think if we signed him kind of, if Luke Shaw was fit, I don't think he would be starting many games. But he's been thrown into the deep end and has done very, very well. Some very, very good business. And I think, listen, for Southampton, he's going to be coming up against kind of the full-back sort of things, because the left wing back and the right wing back, so he should be able to get up the pitch. Same with Delo, he'll be at left back. Delo's been one of our best performers this season, doing that inverted midfield role. He's been absolutely fantastic. Centre back, Lisandro Martinez and De Ligt. I don't think Ten Hag should drop De Ligt after his mistake. His internationally is totally different things. I think De Ligt in that Liverpool game did look really, really good, and I think we should continue starting with him in this game. We should be able to play that high line, but against Southampton, who are bottom of the league, and ultimately we're away. Oh no, they're not bottom of the league, but they're 19th. But yeah, I think De Ligt and Martinez will allow us to push that higher up. Now in midfield, genuinely, we can't start Casemiro. I'd rather have Toby Collier in that midfield. So yeah, the midfield of Manchester United has looked so poor recently, and I think Casemiro just cannot start. Listen, he's going to start games, but if I'm going to try to avoid starting Casemiro in any game possible. Ultimately, in the big games, I would like to see him start just because we see his quality. But, yeah, let's see what happens with that. I think Casemiro, for me, shouldn't start. I'd love to see Ugarte make his debut. But remember what Ten Hag said. We'll see what he says in his press conference tomorrow. Ultimately, for me, it's absolutely vital that Ugarte starts. He'll have that balance. But yeah, I think what Ugarte will bring to that midfield will be something so different to Casemiro, something better than Casemiro. So let's see what happens with that. But I think Ugarte has to start for me. I think needing him in that midfield. Yes, it'd be against the Southampton side, who, as I said, struggle. But I think we need his quality in that midfield. Next to him, Kobbie Mainoo. Obviously, listen, Kobbie Mainoo, he played, I think, one of the England games, the friendlies. Listen, it's important with Kobbie Mainoo not to start him too much, because he will get injured too many games. We know we've seen it with Garnacho. Listen, he's the different players, but midfield, you have to get up and down the pitch. And I know you have to do with wingers, but Mainoo has been looking kind of a bit exhausted for a couple of weeks now. So I would love to give him a rest. Definitely against Barnsley, I wouldn't start him. I would make a lot of changes in that game. But yeah, I think Kobe Mainoo for me in that midfield in this game will be brilliant. Number 10 obviously will be Bruno Fernandes. I'm expecting a lot of chances created by Bruno. Listen, in this game we should be dominating possession, and ultimately Bruno should be doing that. On the left, listen, Rashford will probably start. We've seen all the clips on Instagram, whatever. I think we just need to see the consistent Rashford on the pitch, and I think Rashford will get his opportunity on the left. I think it'll be Garnacho on the right, and I don't think Hoyland's quite ready fit, and I think it will be Zirkzee through the middle. Yes, I think Zirkzee's better off the striker, but ultimately for me, he will start this game. Hopefully he can get a goal, because he has looked sharp in the game for Manchester United. He had 2 good chances against Liverpool. Is ultimately seeing what that United team can do to create chances for the striker. Now the next things, I've done tactics, I'm going to talk about key players and then predictions. So key players for me for Manchester United in this game against Southampton. For me, Bruno Fernandes, in terms of creating chances, I think he's going to be absolutely key to anything that we do going forward, as he usually is. And I think defensively, Onana, I think Southampton will have shots. Ultimately, they are going to have that. For me, I think it's all about what Onana can do in this game to help us. But let me know your thoughts. Predictions, I'm going to go 2-0 Manchester United. I'm hoping we can get some goals, some fluid football, and just look better after this international break. It's been such a boring international break. I can't wait to see Manchester United play again. Sorry the video is a bit late, but yeah, let's see what happens. Thank you for watching. If you did enjoy, please don't forget to leave a score prediction in the comments. Like, comment and subscribe on your way out. This has been your Southampton versus Manchester United preview, and yeah, let's see what happens. Peace.